Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, where you receive real and authentic updates about the Iraqi Dinar. If you want to stay informed with moment-by-moment developments, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. In today's analysis, we're taking a closer look at a circulating statement suggesting that exchange rates have been fluctuating on screens at redemption centers, along with claims that more currencies are now appearing in these systems compared to just a few days ago. The statement concludes with a sense of optimism, implying that we're going to be in really good shape on the rates. As always, our goal is to separate verifiable economic reality from speculation and to provide a grounded understanding of what this could mean for those following the Iraqi dinar and Iraq's broader financial landscape. Let's begin by unpacking the idea of rates fluctuating on screens. In formal financial systems, exchange rates are not determined by isolated screens or private redemption environments. Instead, they are set and influenced by a combination of central bank policy, foreign exchange markets, and broader macroeconomic conditions. In Iraq's case, the official exchange rate is managed by the Central Bank of Iraq, which plays a central role in maintaining currency stability, controlling inflation, and ensuring liquidity in the financial system. When we hear references to fluctuating rates in unofficial or unclear settings, it's important to approach such claims with caution. In legitimate financial markets, exchange rate movements are transparent and can be tracked across global platforms. If there were significant changes in the Iraqi dinar's value, these would be reflected in official channels, international forex markets, and widely recognized financial data providers. The absence of such confirmation suggests that these screen fluctuations may not represent actual, actionable exchange rates. Now let's consider the mention of redemption centers. This term frequently appears in speculative discussions surrounding the Iraqi dinar, often tied to theories about special exchange events or alternative financial mechanisms. However, there is no credible evidence from recognized financial institutions, central banks, or international organizations to support the existence of official redemption centers operating outside the established banking system for currency exchange at special rates. In reality, currency exchange occurs through licensed banks, exchange houses, and regulated financial institutions. These entities operate under strict oversight and follow international compliance standards, including anti-money laundering regulations and reporting requirements. Any suggestion of separate systems offering different or fluctuating rates should be carefully scrutinized, as it does not align with how global financial infrastructure operates. The statement also mentions that only two currencies were visible previously, but now more currencies are appearing. From an analytical perspective, this could be interpreted in a few different ways. In legitimate financial systems, multi-currency platforms do exist, especially within large banking networks or trading terminals. These systems allow institutions to monitor and transact in multiple currencies simultaneously. However, the presence of additional currencies on a screen does not inherently signal a change in exchange rates or an impending revaluation of any specific currency. It's also worth noting that global currency markets are highly interconnected. Changes in one currency can be influenced by shifts in others, particularly major reserve currencies like the US dollar, euro, or British pound. Therefore, seeing multiple currencies in a system is standard practice in professional financial environments and does not necessarily indicate a unique or exclusive development related to the Iraqi dinar. Now let's address the optimistic conclusion that we're going to be in really good shape on the rates. While positive sentiment is understandable, especially among those closely following the dinar, it's essential to ground expectations in economic fundamentals. Exchange rate strength is determined by factors such as economic growth, fiscal stability, foreign reserves, trade balance, and investor confidence. Iraq has made measurable progress in some of these areas. Oil revenues continue to play a significant role in supporting the country's budget and foreign currency reserves. Efforts to modernize the banking sector, improve transparency, and integrate with international financial systems are ongoing. These are constructive developments that can contribute to long-term currency stability. However, there are also challenges that must be considered. Iraq's economy remains heavily dependent on oil exports, making it vulnerable to fluctuations in global energy prices. Structural reforms, diversification of the economy, and improvements in governance are still in progress. These factors influence how quickly and sustainably the Iraqi dinar can strengthen over time. In the short term, it is unlikely that sudden or dramatic changes in the exchange rate would occur without clear communication from the Central Bank of Iraq and supporting evidence from international markets. Central banks typically implement changes gradually and with careful planning to avoid economic disruption. Sudden shifts could lead to volatility, inflationary pressures, or loss of confidence, which policymakers aim to prevent. From a long-term perspective, the outlook for the Iraqi dinar depends on continued economic reform, stability, and integration into the global financial system. If Iraq successfully diversifies its economy, strengthens its institutions, and maintains fiscal discipline, this could create a more favorable environment for currency appreciation over time. However, this is a gradual process rather than an immediate event. For those following the Iraqi dinar, the key takeaway is to remain informed through credible sources and to understand the difference between speculation and verified information. Claims about fluctuating rates in unofficial settings or the appearance of multiple currencies on screens should not be interpreted as confirmation of imminent changes in the dinar's value. It's also important to recognize that currency investment carries risk, and exchange rates can be influenced by a wide range of unpredictable factors. Responsible decision-making involves considering these risks and avoiding reliance on unverified claims or overly optimistic projections. As we continue to monitor developments in Iraq's economy, we will focus on confirmed data, official statements, and measurable trends. This includes updates from the Central Bank of Iraq, government policy changes, and broader economic indicators that provide insight into the country's financial direction. In conclusion, while the statement we analyzed today reflects a sense of anticipation and optimism, it does not provide concrete evidence of actual changes in the Iraqi dinar's exchange rate. The references to fluctuating screens and additional currencies are not, on their own, indicators of a confirmed financial event. A balanced and informed approach remains essential when evaluating such information. If you found this analysis helpful and want to stay updated with responsible, fact-based Iraqi Dinar news, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And as always, remember that this content is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.